Hi everybody. Today we're going to take a look at the Brown Sound by Mooer Audio. The Brown Sound is a nicely packaged 2-channel preamp pedal that you can use with your effects loop. You can use with your the front of your amp. You can also go direct with it, and with the advantage of a cab simulator, you can simulate being plugged directly into an amplifier without actually having to use a microphone. With some nice weight to it and a true bypass switch, it's ready to go. So let's plug it in and check it out. Okay, so let's take a look at the Mooer Brown Sound. All right, so let's take a quick look at the controls first. You've got your basic volume and gain, and then you've got your treble, your mid, and your bass selections. So straight up 3 bands and volume and gain. There is a little more under the hood, however. I wanted to also show you we have what's called a channel and a cab button here. It's a little recessed. Well, it's not too recessed. It is out a little bit here, but it's got an LED on it. And then the your regular true bypass switch, which also has some hidden features in it too. So let's see what these things do. So first of all, when you turn it on, you've got the channel and the cab. So when you just hit it once, you're going to go between the 2 channels. So there's your clean channel there, the light blue one, and then hopefully you can see that it looks kind of orangey red. That's for your lead or your gain channel. When you hold it down, what that's going to do is that's going to activate the cabinet simulation on there. So you've got cab sim on when it's blinking, and cab sim off when it's not. So that's the cab sim buttons on there. And then with the true bypass switch, when I hold it down the first time, it's going to go between channel 1 and 2. If I hold it down the second time, it's just going to be an on-off for that channel. So at that point, then you would have to move between the channels here using the recess button and then go on and off that way. All right, talking way too much about buttons here. Happy little button guy. So let's go ahead and leave it on the lead channel. And as far as the signal path goes, I'm going direct. I'm going right into my direct box and then right into the Roland quad capture. So let's just take a quick listen to it. Okay, so let's start monkeying with the EQ settings and the volume and the gain. So with the so one thing to also keep in mind is because it's 2 channels, your gain, your settings get saved from the last time you changed them. So if I was in my clean channel, the settings that I have still get saved regardless of what I do in the other channel. So don't feel like, oh, I got to find one knob setting that's going to work for both channels. It doesn't do that. So they are independently set and independently saved. Okay, so with that in mind, what normally I've seen a lot of people do is when they're making an adjustment and they can't remember what it was set at, so you can just go all the way down counterclockwise and then bring it back up. Okay, so lots of gain on tap there. I think I had it maxed. All right, so that's with the cab simulator. Sorry, I'll switch between the channels here. And now with the cab simulator. So what that does is that gets rid of all the fizzy sound that you would hear with just a standard preamp and no cab sim whatsoever. All right, so let's move the gain back up to 12 o'clock. So again, I have the cab simulator on, just because it sounds awesome. And let's start tweaking the EQ here. So we all like to play with the mids, don't we, as guitar players? So let's start with a mid boost, and then we'll do a mid cut. All right, sounds pretty good. So it's got a nice lively mid bump there. Let's move it all the way up to max. Okay, so the mid is nice and musical, all the way up bumped, like all the way set to max and mid. So let's cut it. Yeah, here we go. Okay, well, we can't do that without increasing the bass, so I'm gonna move the bass up to 3 o'clock. All right, cool. So lots of chunkiness there. So let's put the mids, well, leave it at 9 o'clock. Yeah, and I'm going to keep the bass at 3 o'clock just because I'm bringing the treble up. That'll be my next step here. And I don't want to lose a lot of the bottom end there. So the treble's at 12. I'm going to move it to 3. So it definitely brightens it up. So if I was on my front pickup, maybe. Okay, so it's not over the top brittle. It's actually got a pretty nice range of frequencies there, but we're only at 3 o'clock. So let's move it up fully, and let's hear the treble there. Okay, yeah, so starting to get a little bit brittle, but still, if I put it on my bridge pickup, So let's put it on the bridge. We'll roll it back a little bit from there. Okay, well, I don't want to spend too much time doing that because it is the drive channel anyway. So. All right, so one more time. So the mids are excuse me, the mids are set at around 9 o'clock. The treble is at about 12. Might bring the mids back up to 12. Well, not might. I'm actually going to do it. So mids are at 12, the bass is cranked, treble's at 12, speak cab's on. Sounds pretty good. So let's put some delay on it. Pretty darn hip. So that was the drive channel, all right, or the lead channel, and that was all with the speaker cab simulator on. So let's take it off. So where that might work then is if you are already putting it through the front end of an amplifier, or you're going into the return jack of your effects loop and then into the power section of your amplifier. Please be careful with that. Again, I know I've probably mentioned it more than once. If you're going into the return jack of your amplifier, make sure that that volume is all the way down first. Okay, so put your amplifier on standby or off or whatever. Plug this into the return jack, and then once everything is on, slowly bring the volume back up, because you're gonna burst your eardrums or the speaker or both. So, and really annoy people around you. So just keep that in mind. All right, so I'm gonna keep the speaker cab simulator on, and then I'm gonna change channels. Sorry, that's the on off. I'm gonna do it this way because I want to. There we go. So blinking lights, the speaker cabinet simulator is on. I'm now on the clean channel. So remember that this has its own set of presets as well. So I'm going to reset everything by bringing it all down to minimum. All right, so everything's down and it's really quiet. So now I'm just going to bring everything back up to 12 o'clock or thereabouts. There we go. And the bass as well. Okay, and so let's hear that. Okay, good. So let's bring the volume up a little bit more, and I want to try to get a clean tone. Okay, so it's got a bit of a bite to it there. All right, so I'm going to bring the gain down even more and bring the volume up. Okay, so remember that this is a preamp stage, okay? So it's not supposed to have maximum volume unless you're putting it into that return jack again, but anyways. Okay, so all the EQ settings are set at 12. I'm going to do my favorite thing, which is move the mid-range up. So mid-range up at 3 o'clock. Okay, so let's keep going. Moving the treble up to 3 o'clock. So a little more present in the mix there. I'm going to keep it on the bridge pickup for now, sure. All right, let's keep going. So treble up full, and let's hear that. And let's move the bass up now. Bass up at 3 o'clock. There we go. It's got a nice spanky tone there. Okay, that's pretty cool. So that's with most of the EQ max there. So let's drop the mids. Mids back around 12 o'clock. Oh yeah, it's quite a contrast there now. And mids all the way cut. That's a unique voice. Almost acoustically there. Wonder if it can do jazz. Hold on a second. That's not bad. Okay, so it's got lots of bottom end there. And was that crank? No, there's still more bass. I just want to peak the preamp here. Okay, that's surprising. I really like that. All right, so that in mind, that was with the mid cut and the treble and the bass cranked. Definitely worth checking out that. So one more here. Let's actually move everything back up to 12. Actually, I'm going to cut the mids a little bit there. I really like the sound of that. Bring the treble back up, bring the bass back up to about 12 o'clock, and we'll just see what the gain does here on the clean channel. Okay, so let's slowly bring the gain up. I may have to bring the volume back down, but we'll see, okay? Well, I'll put it back on the bridge. That helps too. All right, so let's keep going. So let's move the gain up. Gain's up at around 12 o'clock now. Okay, so that's pretty cool. And the gain up at 3 o'clock, almost 3 o'clock. So now it's starting to sound like the other channel. Awesome, and then the gain cranked. All right, so the clean tone with the gain cranked almost has more of a fat sort of classic American style of a preamp there. Yeah, you could almost use it like sort of like a telly. I'm at position 4 here, or 2, depending on which way you're looking at it. That's pretty awesome with the gain cranked there. You can get a nice bluesy tone. Wow. Okay. So a versatile clean tone there. And then the dirt tone again. So again, I didn't lose my settings. When you switch between the two settings, using the foot switch there, or using the channel cab simulator recessed button, remember that you're not going to lose your settings. So. Cool. Okay, that is the Brown Sound by Mooer. So let's do a quick wrap up, and I will see you very soon. All right, everyone. So that was the Brown Sound by Mooer Audio. It was quite a surprising little preamp. It's got lots of great features in it. Again, the cab simulator is awesome. It's nice to be able to have that ability built right into the pedal. The channels switching options were fantastic too, by being able to switch back and forth either using the recess button or using the actual true bypass switch itself. It's really cool. It's going to give you a lot of options out of just one pedal. So I really encourage you to go check it out. It's the Brown Sound by Mooer Audio. You can look them up at mooeraudio.com. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Have an awesome day. Bye.